We're live right now. Hello, everybody. If you're tuned in live, this is the place to tune in live, is on YouTube on the second channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast, okay? We're on iTunes, yes. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher, everything. But the best place to tune in, unfortunately, it's like midnight where you're at, everybody. But YouTube Live is where it's at. It's a video version. We just stripped that, put it on the podcast, and there you go. So right now, we're live on YouTube. And this is Couchcast, the official podcast of Fantasy Couch. I'm Hussein the Brain, as you already know, and we're here with Mike Mattal.
What's up, everybody? It was a huge week for Fantasy Couch. I'll let the brain say the rest.
Well, I just want to say what's up to the two people tuned in right now, Gabriel and Ron. What's up? Yes, we are in the building. I like these podcasts, man, because it's less pressure. It's like a campfire, you know, just with the boys, a can of beans, some fire, you know, a tent, you know, some brewskis. It's really chill, and this way we're able to get, like talk to everybody. Actually, get everyone's attention. When I go live, when it's cracking, sometimes it's insane. You like 1,000 comments a second. Joseph's in the building. What's up, Joe? What's up, man? So I really want to do a lot. I have to apologize first of all, because Mike's like, you should be proud, but at the same time I have to apologize because I do the sleepers and bust videos. I do the QBBC quarterback by committee. I do all these videos every year, and I told everyone I was going to do them this year, but I mean, I physically couldn't. I know it's not my fault, but I just have high standards like that. So I want to apologize, but I was like, hey, I'm not feeling well, but least I can do is hop on a podcast with Mike. I know this podcast is going to be at least 45, 50 minutes. It could be well over an hour. We've got a lot of content to talk about. But just want to say I'm sorry I couldn't do that, but I'm like, hey, let's hop on a podcast. Let's just talk. It doesn't take much prep, no editing, no none of that. But the reason why I haven't been doing that, like I've quit my job this spring, so I was like, I'm gonna do more videos. But my boy's like, dude, you have to write a book. You have to come out with a course. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. He's like, it's gonna be hard. But I was like, yeah, I've done hard stuff before. I didn't know it was gonna be this hard though. So I wrote the book. And are you reading it again, Mike? Like you read it before, but you're like, now that it's like done, you're reading it again?
Yeah, it's honestly a good book. Like I was surprised. I was like, okay, I'll start reading it, see what this is about. And then, once I got through the preface and kept going into the, the more advanced strategies and how you think about certain situations, I was like, wow, this is actually a good book. Like I don't read it as if I'm the co-founder. Like I read it as if I'm a fan. You know what I mean? So if you look at it that way, I really enjoy the book, and I suggest everyone go get a copy. And when's it coming out on paperback?
So he told me it just was printed yesterday. The print's done. So, shockingly, that early,
Wow, that's fast.
He's like 2 weeks, so I'm telling everyone like 2 to 3 weeks, because everything, how everything goes. Yeah. But he said it's done, and I'm like, I need to see it. So now it's like those old people printing it in like Pennsylvania. They're so old school. Like they changed, like they made the spine orange, which is sick. And then they charged me $125 for that. And I'm like, what?
They're like, you'll like it.
I'm like, what? Fine. Dude, I never do. Like today I had to change. I never charge somebody for like, like it's just ridiculous. But that's how old people are.
That's how they upsell. How are they gonna make money?
It's because they're old. That's why everyone's on Airbnb nowadays. Everyone's like different type of. It's a different type of thinking. So now they're gonna probably charge me for shipping, which is like whatever though. I just give me the.
They're like, oh wait, you didn't want the premium gloss cover.
That's an additional cost. Yeah, it's books costing me a fortune, but people are the paperback. I'm gonna get that soon. The thing though is like with print, you don't want to mess around. Like you have to go with someone you trust. And that's why I'm like, hey, these people, they seem trust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one screw up, you can't you can't go on your computer and change it. Like, it's done. They're just gonna stop. They're gonna stop picking up the phone. So hopefully it comes out good. I'm pretty confident it is. So if I have to pay a few extra bucks, I'm totally fine with that for peace of mind. So that's coming out. I'm gonna sign some copies. I ordered 200. And we'll probably get
Wow.
Amazon to print some too. And it's on Amazon right now, guys. So just search how to play fantasy football, Hussein Aksu, and I'll type it in the chat for those of you. How
I also bought 10 copies myself. So if anyone out there wants a copy, a digital copy, message me on Twitter or IG at Mike Mittal, and I will send you a copy of the book.
There you go. That's rewards for
There
listening
you
to the
go.
podcast. Especially those of you that
There
are
you
listening
go.
live right now at 1 a.m.
The first 9 only.
First
or 10. Yeah.
gifting books out. Yeah, guys, so that's on
There you
Amazon. Go
go.
check it out. I've also been busy with the course. I'm not trying to push the course right now, but you know, if you have someone that's learning how to play, I made it for beginners, but I also threw in some bonus material, some advanced strategy, some DFS. So how to play fantasyfootball.com. I've just been busy with, that's the whole point. I've just been really busy with all that, and everything that could go wrong went wrong. I had to fire the copy editor. I had to fire the designers. I had to yell and get a refund on the plugins and the service, and I just did the whole thing myself from scratch. I coded it. It's a disgusting process. I just stayed up till 5 a.m. every night and finished the course so I can concentrate on freaking fantasy football. We have a crazy show coming up. It's basically all the content is we're going to try to put on this show. And we have a lot of cool things to talk about. We already talked about the book and course. Before we get into that, though, I want to thank our sponsors, PFF Pro Football Focus. So you can get PFF Fantasy, that's new, it just came out. You can join, get PFF Edge for full access to PFF's player projections, fantasy draft resources, matchup charts, and of course, their award-winning fantasy content. Use promo code MVP20 to save 20% on your subscription. If you're into high stakes and NFL lines like me and Mike, you can also get the PFF Elite and get Premium Stats 2.0. That's what I have. I have Elite. And I have to tell you, it's very sexy. Wow. For exclusive player performances stats across every position. That's what Elite is. Elite subscribers also get the new PFF Greenline, Pick Center, and DFS Optimizer. So those are the weekly NFL games. And of course, daily fantasy football. I love the grades. I love PFF grades. They watch every play, every player, and I love the wide receiver cornerback matchups. Other than my rankings, of course, you know my how many of these the top 300s you print out this year? 5, 6. I know you print out
myself?
Yeah, just because you print out a couple extra in case people don't have it.
Oh yeah, I think I printed out like 12.
12? That's a lot. So
two per draft.
Yeah, I always print out 2 just in case. So yeah, the other than my rankings, guys, I actually do trust Pro Football Focus's rankings. I mean, they're excellent at everything they do, and now they also have a bunch of fantasy, like strictly fantasy content, not just content to use for fantasy. Anyway, guys, sign up at profootballfocus.com and use promo code MVP20. Save 20%. Join PFF Fantasy today and prepare to win. The thing I'm looking most forward to, since unfortunately I had to punt all these awesome 2018 content videos, is hashtag Hack My Lineup. That show was just the craziest thing that we thought. I mean, we have a lot of crazy ideas and good ideas, but that one is just mania, man. The energy in the live chat is just, it's out of control.
How did we come up with that? I don't remember how we devised that.
At all.
When did we put
that? I don't remember.
I mean, obviously it's like a spin-off of the MTV show Pimp My Ride. So that's how we came up with the concept.
Yeah,
I just don't even remember.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
I always thought about do Pimp My Lineup. But how I pictured it was like a show on TV, right? Because it's a show. The Pimp My Ride's a show on TV. Then how I pictured the show was like a show on TV. I never really had that confidence in the YouTube, and I never really had that like the live stream exposure. And then
you're scared.
Yeah,
scared,
and we didn't know. That's how a lot of people are when they don't have, when they don't hit the 10K subs, and they get bold, and then they're like, "Hey, I could do this."
What am I gonna do?
Yeah. So I was always thinking of it like that. Never executed. It would have been corny as heck, like corny on top of corny. Look at everyone in the chats yelling, "Hack My Lineup." They know what's up. So
this is the best time to do it if you think about it.
Well, it's high. I like week 4 or 5, but everyone likes it now though. Everyone else likes it now.
Because the pool of players is so big. Like, people don't know, what rookies could come up. There's still a lot of talented players, undiscovered players on the waiver wire. So that's my
actually, I'm thinking about the lineup, Stardom Cinema, but I actually have full control.
No, I'm talking about picking people up and dropping
I can even
people.
submit trades and stuff. So anything, anything
like,
goes when I just. So guys, for those of you that don't know what the show is, so basically it's a live stream show, and this year we're upping it up. It is the craziest live stream show ever. I mean, if you're a fantasy football fan, I really never seen a live stream show this insane. You give me your line. I give you instructions. You give me your login. So there's actually no real hacking. You let me hack. You allow me to hack it. So you give me your login. I log in, on a different screen off to the side so nobody sees. I log in. Once it works, I bring it up. Everyone sees the screen. Everyone sees we're logged in. We just go and I have full reins. It's funny because about 2 people, like some people are scared in the thing, but people who've actually sent it to me changed their mind and got scared. Like, cause that's how intense it is. It's like, should I do? Yeah, I did. Oh, no, don't hack my lineup, please. And they're like, dude, I'm not, if you don't want me to do it, I'm not going to do it. But it's like, they give it to me, put it up there. I add people, I drop people, I propose trades. I have full control, so anything goes. I mean, I try to do my best. It's only do it if you trust me. But really, anything goes. I mean, I'm logged in and everyone's looking at it, so it's awesome. And man, everyone likes it. I think that's one of the ways. I think we really got to that conclusion. This is how I think was the final conclusion. Was I was doing live streams and answering like hundreds of questions, and I couldn't even read, and like my brain was gonna explode. And it just wasn't fun for me. Like, I love answering questions, but when it's like 80,000 questions a second, like I just can't. Like, it's too much. It's no fun. So I was like, why not just do this? Like, this is way more fun. Everyone enjoys it instead of everyone like yelling at me in the live comments, answering, do I start this guy? Do I start, like, they ask the same question over and over? And I don't blame them because that's what everyone else is doing. Yeah. And it's like, this is different. So that's coming back. I'm probably going to do that, I'd say, like, in 5 days. I don't know. I'll do it, like, Wednesday. I don't know. That's why. What was that?
Are we going to come out with Hack My Lineup merch?
Yeah. Like, so we got to.
Hashtag Hack My Lineup dad hats. Hashtag Hack My Lineup mugs.
I can do that. Shirts. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm stepping it up. I have a lot of. I'm not going to reveal them, so I'm stepping it up. So now we have to have shirts, too.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to come out. I think I'm going to come out with 1 or 2 YouTube shirts. We're definitely going to come out with a shirt for the Facebook group. So, guys, if you want to join the best Facebook group, like, I hate Facebook personally, but I love the group. My buddy who's publishing the book told me about, like, hey, groups are the way to go. Like, forget about Facebook page. And, of course, Facebook private. Come on, that's a joke. I was like, come on, who wants to read, like, 8 paragraphs about, first day of school or some crap like that? I don't. Facebook group is where it's at. So go to Facebook if you want to join. Go to Facebook and search Fantasy Couch Fam. You'll find it. You'll see our logo and everything. We're about to hit 1,000 members on there. It's a private group.
Wow.
But Mike and I will accept you right away. So we come out with shirts with that. And I think the most important gear we got to come out with is hashtag Hack My Lineup. It's going to be crazy. The energy is going to be insane when we launch the first show this year. Because last year we launched it we just started doing it like week 6, like in the middle of the season. Now we're going to start week 1. Everyone's going to be yelling, Hack My Lineup. Everyone's going to be, I get a little, sometimes you don't know, Tyler Lockett or Mike Williams. And sometimes I ask the chat. I say, what do you guys think? I sometimes go with what you guys think. Sometimes go with what I think. Sometimes I just want to know your opinion. It's group participation, guys. Okay, so Non-Hype Beast says the Facebook group is amazing. This is good advice. Mew619. Just don't post your email and password in the chat like some guy did last season. That guy really actually wanted to get hacked, bro.
He's like, please hack me.
I feel a little more.
Here's my social security.
Yeah. What else you guys need? So I feel more comfortable saying this in a as a small little podcast here. So when people do something like that, this is what like the number one thing hackers do. If they get a password, 90% of people use the same password on other sites. So if they have your and we're talking about a person who just gave out their password to thousands of people. So there's a good chance that they use that for their email, their bank, whatever.
You gotta warn people next time, like before we start, like, hey, like, don't give out your.
We need a scrolling disclaimer.
Like, email me directly,
bro. We need a scrolling disclaimer and to verbally say
you have to.
We need mods in the chat copy pasting the message every 15 minutes. Disclaimer.
Do not get
it can go so crazy, dude. That because someone's gonna actually get hacked while I'm putting on this show, this live stream thing. Someone's gonna log in and be like, "Oh crap!" Like they pick up like the biggest troll quarterback, like Tim Tebow's if he's on ESPN still. My God. Well, anyway, guys, the only way to really get in, if you're following me heavily on social media, you'll see it. I'll post it last minute. But the real way to get in, make sure you're subscribed to our main channel, Fantasy Couch, youtube.com/Fantasy Couch. Make sure you find that YouTube channel, YouTube Fantasy Couch. Okay, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell icon. Make sure you have notifications turned on while you're subscribed to the Fantasy Couch YouTube channel. Now I'm telling you, because a lot of people are going to miss out. If you do that, whenever we live stream, you will 100% be notified. I think. I mean, however, there's like settings on that too. But that's the best way to do it. That way, when we do #HackMyLineup, you'll be notified. You'll be on there. And of course, I mean, if you hop on there earlier, you'll have a chance to get hacked. It increases your chances of getting hacked. Who doesn't want to get hacked? Come on.
You already have. We've all been hacked already, whether you know it or not. So
okay, I thought this was Mitchell, but I didn't know because he goes by like Giants fan Mew or something. So Mew619, it's Mitchell. Yes. Hussein.
Oh, Mitchell.
Hussein, this is Mitchell. I'm gonna get the hard copy of the book when it comes out. Awesome.
There you go,
Mitch. Do you want it signed?
Champion.
Do you want it signed or do you want it still pristine condition? Someone else's.
You have to call him champ. You have to sign it to the champ.
Oh, God.
From former champ.
I thought we already did all this. Dude.
It's an elite fraternity. I'm glad to be part of it. So you should be.
He wants it signed. He wants me to deface it.
Sign it. Do it. I want mine signed.
Okay, this guy don't want to read your name, but he says, "Go Eagles."
All right. Thank you for tuning in, Carson Wentz.
I outsold a book that Carson Wentz wrote the forward to, by the way.
Oh, so,
yeah. They came number 2. Can you believe that? Number 2 in American football. And I came number 1 in American football on Friday.
That's amazing. That's honestly incredible. Thanks to you guys. Without you guys, the Couch Fam, that wouldn't have been possible. But you guys are the best. And look what you did. You turned Hussein the Brain into a number 1 best-selling
Number 1 bestseller, all 3 categories. The support was overwhelming. It was like, I didn't expect it. I did not expect that.
I kind of did.
It was overwhelming, bro. It was like I hopped on Snapchat and nearly 1 out of 2 people I hit up on Snapchat sent me a receipt of the book.
No
yeah, it was
way.
just psychotic. Like I was like, I who can do this? Like I mean, it was overwhelming. You guys were peer pressuring others to buy the book. You guys were buying 2 copies. You guys were buying a copy for your girlfriend who was on the, they didn't know, they probably didn't want to really play fantasy football, but you still bought them a copy. It was crazy. Watch the language, guys. Language. What is this? I thought this was a campfire. Okay, I thought we were gonna respect each other. What's going on?
What are they saying? I can't see.
I can't. What do you want me to read it? Well, somebody hates the Eagles.
Oh yeah, well I do too.
They're trying to get through the cussing. It's official. You're better than last year's Super Bowl champs. Eagles are a pretty good team, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I beat them. So all right, guys, moving on. Fantasy football content. If you guys have fantasy questions, We'll get to them because there's only about 6-7 people in the chat. I think we can handle it. We can handle this workload. So Mike, this is all my list, but Mike's gonna chime in. He's gonna comment on my list. But anything you have to add, though, Mike? Any players that come to mind? Anything in the draft you see that that stuck out? Let me know.
Definitely. Will do.
So, if you guys watch all my drafts and stuff, you guys already know who my sleepers are and whatnot. But I made a list. Everyone likes lists. So we're gonna start off with the kind of the least important and just work our way through. So for sleepers, for kickers, I always draft a kicker in the last round. I always know sleepers. Why I study kickers is because nobody else does. And people are forced to take. I remember a couple of years ago, people drafted Vinatieri like in the 11th round. Then they dropped him. Boom, you lost. You lost your league, bud. Because why? Because you draft Vinatieri in round 11. It's stupid.
Horrible.
It just the way it goes. I draft a kicker in the last round. I study these kickers because I'm able to find that sleeper in the last round. It's not competitive. It's just like when I did music or when people rap. It's tough to do a rap album that it sounds like everybody else. That's the most popular thing. But if you do it in your own niche, and you're good in your own niche, you'll sell more records. You'll get more money. You'll get a higher percentage. So while everyone else is concentrating on other positions, I concentrate on kickers. I know the sleepers in the very last round. That's Minnesota Vikings kicker Daniel Carlson. The Vikings moved up, drafted him round 5. He's the best kicker. He has the power, he has the accuracy, and he's on the right team. That team is very good and may not even finish off drives because that's just the bonus. That's unpredictable. But Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback, known for his pass attempts, for his pass yards, his completions, not necessarily his touchdowns, though. Then we have Josh Lambo. I see Josh Lambo basically being this year's Dan Bailey. It's going to be a team. Fournette is like Zeke. They're beefing up their O-line. They're going to run the ball. They're going to beat teams with their defense. Well, the Cowboys kind of hid their defense, but I just see very strong similarities. Josh Lambo, the Chargers should have never got rid of this guy, man. I don't know what they were doing. He's going to be amazing. So those are 2 sleeper kickers. Jaguars, yeah, good team, good defense. They're going to settle for a lot of field goals. They're going to win some games. Defenses. So I like the Saints for long term, and I just put them on here because they're a little bit underrated. I mean, it's a defense that you can get late, how I put it. And you can get them in the last 2 rounds, sometimes last 3. Lions defense, because week 1 they play the Jets. Titans defense, because week 1 they play the Dolphins. That defense is probably slightly underrated. Another hugely underrated defense, this got to be number 1 on my list, is the Patriots D. I don't love them week 1 against the Texans. I feel like the Texans are going to come out. They might come out a little bit on fire here, but they are in the weakest division. Mike, who's in the Patriots division? Do you know this? The
Broncos.
No, the Dolphins.
Oh,
the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets.
Sorry, Bills. Okay, yeah,
how good are those 3 teams?
Horrible.
I mean, come on, guys. Like, that's not a good... They play those teams twice.
No wonder they always make it to the Super Bowl. That makes a lot of sense. They have the easiest path to the Super Bowl every year, by far.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Texans have a weak O-line. Yeah, but that could be a high-scoring game, man. I mean, they had that weak O-line last year, and they barely beat the Patriots. I think that was a really high-scoring game. So, I mean, you could say whatever you want, but it still scares me. But I did not say, like, hey, don't draft the Patriots because it's week 1. If you're in a deep league and you want a long-term defense, look at the Patriots D. They're going in the last round. Yeah, yes, Texas. Yes, they're all. Everyone's saying their O-line's weak. Yes, it was weak last year though. High-scoring game. High-scoring game. That's all I'm gonna say. So, I mean, I like low-scoring games. I like messy, poop, mud. That's the type of games I like. Okay, moving on. What are we doing, Mike? We can't be talking about defense and kicker sleepers. That's boring. Come on, what's wrong with you guys, man? Can we move on to a real position? What's wrong with you? You guys are crazy. Trying trying to start. Okay, now we can start arguing, guys. Okay, we moved on to a real position.
Finally.
And everybody knows my list, huh? Oh, tight ends. So what's going on?
Okay, here we go.
People are underestimating the lack of tight ends you can trust. Like, you can never trust tight ends, really. But in a position that's already like untrustworthy and touchdown dependent, it's even worse this year. Look, Jimmy Graham is in the top 2 tight end. Gronk has a robot cyborg arm. And Hunter Henry was a top 7 tight end. He's out for the season. Gates, I mean, I think anyone who's played fantasy football for a long time has drafted Gates at one point. He was everyone has had. Sure. Gates has been a staple tight end, a top 10 tight end for like 10 years. So Gates doesn't have a job. Hunter Henry's retired. You can't really trust Gronk with injuries, Reed with injuries, Eifert with injuries. Kelsey's amazing, but still, I mean, it's a messy situation. I don't want to keep going on with that. So I'm just saying people underestimate that. So for sleeper, true definition of sleeper usually means late round. That's how people see it. There's really not any. I have some flyers. I'm going to call these guys flyers. That's Mike Gesicki, the rookie tight end in Miami. I love Mike Gesicki. I think he's going to get a ton of targets. Will he be good? I don't know, man. It's like a boom or bust. He's a flyer. Ricky Seals-Jones, same thing. I've seen him catch 2 balls, 3 balls. I don't know. I just think they're going to go to him. He's a flyer. But these 2 guys are not even being drafted a lot. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, I don't think he's that talented. But on this team, I also don't think there's a lot of competition. With Allen Hurns gone, with Allen Robinson gone, with Marquise Lee injured. That's basically last year, Mike, if you think about it, those were the top 3 receivers on that team. All 3 of those guys are gone. Even Mercedes Lewis, who's a block. I don't even know who other tight ends are. They have another tight end, but like nobody I know that can catch. So Austin Seferian-Jenkins is basically a big receiver on that team. I don't think he's that talented, but they have to use him in the pass game. Tyler Eifert, just because everyone's sleeping on him. Not really some
great value though for Eifert. I think if he just stays healthy, he's like a great bargain in the late rounds. Like he definitely has the most potential. I also think Jack Doyle is a steal where his current
he's
ADP
on my bust list. Don't worry, we'll talk about him
really
later. So
okay,
Tyler,
what about one more name? I just want to throw one more name out. What about David Njoku? So I drafted him in like the 14th round in one league, but now I've seen his ADP rising over the past couple of weeks. What do you think about him?
I'm kind of torn on that. I think the talent is there, and
definitely
the quarterback play was the worst last year. So I'm looking at PFF grades. I'm watching film, and when I say the worst, it's not like a podcast. Like the worst, I literally mean like the worst quarterback play we've ever seen. The last 2 years could have been what we saw in the Browns. Name like a good quarterback performance last 2 years in Cleveland. Wow.
I'll wait.
That's bad. So quarterback play getting much better is gonna help, and he's talented, and it's his second year, so the talent's there.
Yeah, usually they break out.
The cons though is one that you mentioned. The ADP is going up. I had to move him up my rankings because of this uncertainty.
But why is that? I'm just curious. Why is he going up?
Because he crushed it in preseason. Yeah, really? He's doing great.
I mean, I thought it was just the Hard Knocks effect.
And that too. Hard Knocks also boosts your ADP just a little bit. But on top of that, coupled in with the preseason, and they're showing preseason highlights on Hard Knocks, so you can't get rid of that. Mm-hmm. And Njoku looks good, dude. So here are the cons. Yeah, ADP's moving up, and also what is it? Oh, and also there's too many weapons there. There's Chubb, there's Hyde, there's Duke Johnson, there's Jarvis, there's the rookie, and then there's I forget the rookie's name, Antonio Callaway, I think, and then there's Flash Gordon. So there's a lot of weapons on there on that team. The team's good. I don't know if they're gonna score a ton of touchdowns though. And let's just say like average. So whatever the NFL average is, an offense scoring touchdowns, that's probably where the Browns will be, which is pretty good. Like an 8-8 team, a 7-9 team. So
you think?
Well, I have him at 7 wins. Vegas has him at around 6.
What? I made a bet with one of my good friends and coworkers that the Browns are going to win less than 5.5
That's a
games. So
bad bet.
5.5 is our spread. You
No,
really
no, it's a
think
bad.
so?
I've
You
been doing
think
a
they're
lot of
really?
research. It's a bad. It's just numbers, right? So I mean, if you
Yeah.
have 52% to lose that, I'm gonna say that's a bad bet, right? So
But they had 0 wins. You're saying they're going to have
yeah.
over
So
six
what?
wins?
Well, I've been watching
That's
mostly from
crazy.
PFF. So I already had my projection, right? And then I watched
Mm-hmm.
PFF, and they show statistically how the quarterback affects wins so much, and how bad the quarterback play was. So just by getting Tyrod, an average quarterback, just by that, it improves it. Look. I'm not,
Not six wins, though.
not,
There's no
dude. I'm
way
telling you, look.
that means 6
I'm
wins.
not saying Tyrod's Jimmy G, but you saw what Jimmy G did to the Niners. A guy who didn't even know the freaking playbook had to learn the toughest offense.
He's much
Yes,
better,
but I'm
though,
just
I would
saying the
say.
effect it has, right? I could keep going on.
No.
Look at the Rams. Like, are you gonna tell me Aaron Donald sucks or some of these players on the Rams suck? No, you're gonna be like, oh, Gurley sucks. No, but you see what happened once the quarterback play went up. That team was on fire. That team went from a zero, bro. Team went from the Rams were the wackest team, and then they went to.
I got to see it to believe it.
No,
That's
I'm
all I'm
just saying
saying.
they're
I'm
right.
a,
They're
I'm
right
waiting
there.
for it.
5.5 is a bit, some lines have them at 5.5. Some have them at 6. I say they win 7. So that's what they're gonna. They're gonna win around there. 5.5 games. I think they'll win one more. So no, that's all
Okay.
I'm saying is like, yeah, they can easily win less. If they win 4 games, I would not be surprised. And the
I think a 5 game improvement is a lot for this team. It's the Browns. Like, historically they've been horrible. I just don't see them just all of a sudden becoming, the cream of the crop in their
well, we
division. I
see
just
their
don't see it.
coach, we see their players.
Yeah, I mean,
No, no, no. This
yeah.
year, no, they're good. They had guys like
No, but the coach is horrible. His record is horrible. Like, how can you say like, oh, their coach is great? Hugh Jackson's horrible in every situation he's been on. Like, how can you? I don't know.
Todd
I just don't
Haley's a
see
good
it.
OC. I don't think his personality's good, but I
Uh,
think he's a good OC.
you're not gonna win with Hugh Jackson. That's
So
point
you
blank.
think Hugh
That's what I
Jackson?
think.
Hey,
We'll
that's
see.
what they told us about Patriots backup quarterbacks. They said historically, all the Patriots quarterbacks always
You're
suck.
comparing the Patriots to the Browns. That should never
But
be
they all
compared. They can
sucked.
those two
All the
items.
Patriots backup quarterbacks always sucked. Except
Not as bad as any of the Browns' players or
Matt
teams.
Castle's
They've
Matt
been
Castle today's
historically
throwing
worse.
duds. Seen him today trying
We'll
to
see.
trying to get a job, trying to get his 9th job in the NFL.
Where's former first-round pick Johnny Manziel
Ugh,
these
that's
days?
bad. That's way worse for sure.
And cold tub with Kevin Hart. That's where.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel. Yeah, Phil.
Don't end up like
Yeah, that's
Johnny.
yeah.
That's
I
all we
guess
need to
Browns
tell the
quarterbacks are
kids.
way worse than any.
Way
Every Patriots
worse. Just
backup
the whole
quarterback's got it. Like
organization.
they got a few contracts. They got paid.
You know what I just read yesterday? That I forget someone. Oh, I think it was Shanahan. So Shanahan used to work. I don't know how this happened, but he recommended to the Browns to draft Jimmy G in the first round, or like first or second round, and instead they went with Johnny Manziel. They're from the same draft,
What?
so that just goes to
Kyle
show like how
Shanahan?
bad. Yeah, I don't know if it was Kyle Shanahan. It was somebody like who is related to the Niners organization. I forget who. But
Oh,
yeah, so they recommended Jimmy G, and then the Browns didn't listen and went with Johnny Manziel in
yeah.
the
You
first round. I
remember
think the
my
22nd
my
overall pick.
story or my video I did? Nobody wanted to draft Manziel, but the owner forced them to. So
Yeah, because it's just a horribly ran organization.
yeah,
Like they should have listened to
the
whoever was saying to
GM's
draft
like,
Jimmy
no, we
G.
don't. Everyone's like, no, no, don't please, no, don't. And the owner's like, look, we have to draft Manziel.
Don't you see the money sign hands he
Oh
does?
man,
Like that's gotta be.
Montreal, right?
He's
Yeah,
gotta
he
be
can
your guy.
barely start in the Canadian Football League.
That's horrible. How did this happen though? He was so good. He was the first freshman Heisman ever. Like that's crazy, and he
He's
just
like
fell
Josh
off. Like that's
Gordon
amazing.
without as much athletic gift.
Oh, that's a
You
nice
know what
way to
I
put it. I
mean? Like
like
he's the
that.
type of guy who's like, like imagine like a corny movie, like he just wakes, like when someone wakes you up and then you do something, like you wake up and throw a touchdown. Like he just did all this scrambling and running around and just throws the ball, like a cartoon character, and they scores a touchdown because he could do that in college. And people thought he'd be Russell Wilson when he came into the league, and he's like, oh crap, these guys are bigger and faster. I can't do this. You can't do this Mickey Mouse
Did you hear
stuff.
that story about how when he like landed in Cleveland, like he was like, "Oh no, like I want to go home already." Like
Oh,
as he
he
knew as
hated
soon as he
it.
landed in Cleveland, he was gonna hate it. Yeah, that's just so funny to me. Like how like entitled he was. Like he was like, "I want to go back to college." Basically, like why did I do this?
Okay, some questions here, and then we're gonna move on. So, I think I talked about RSJ quite a bit. That's who RSJ is, guys. Ricky Seals Jones. Where do you rank Olsen? I avoid him because I'm afraid
Me
of
too.
his
He's too
age and
old.
his injury. So if he
Yeah.
stays healthy, yeah, he's gonna be good. But maybe he's too old. Maybe he's too banged up. I like to go for youth, guys. Take a little bit of risk, man. Go into the unknown. Venture into the unknown every now and then. Why not? You know why? Because you're probably going to lose your league. You only have a 1 out of 12 chance to win it. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go try to
Wow.
get it. Why not? Just because
Get Trey Burton. I
that's
like Trey Burton.
exactly,
What
yeah,
about
go
you?
get Trey
Yeah,
Burton.
that's what I
Thoughts on
like.
tight end Vance McDonald? He's another flyer. I think
Get
he'll
out of
be
here with
okay,
that.
but you got James Washington. He's been looking really good. You got Antonio Brown. You got Juju Smith-Schuster, who's amazing. You got Le'Veon Bell. There's just so many weapons. I
There's
mean,
no way
unless
he's
you
good.
think
If
Ben
he was a
Roethlisberger is
Niner,
going to
there's no
throw
way he's good.
5,000 yards, it's tough for this guy to. And I think Jesse James is still there too. I like Eifert only through week 4 or 5. Oh, like 4. I get what you mean. This is a good.
Like to make it through
This
week
is a good
4.
point, but I think you can't do this. So Dallas Goddard is a sleeper. So no, I think because he's a rookie, because Zach Ertz is still there, I don't think this is worth a draft pick, except if this is like a deep dynasty league or a super deep, like a 20 team league or a 20 round. People play both. So I'm doing a 20 team league September 1st, guys. By the way, live streaming on the main channel. But no, I don't think Dallas Goddard is much of a sleeper. He's just a deep league flyer.
Don't do
Browns
it.
went to work this summer. Yes, they did. Now Jimmy G has a Jordan brand endorsement. So Ron says.
Ooh, wait,
That's what he
what?
says.
I didn't
Google
hear
it,
about
Mike, while I'm
that.
reading this.
I'm gonna
Should I
Google
drop
that. I need to
DJ
Google
Moore
that.
for Kenny Galladay? I would say no. I think Galladay's a big body. I think he's good, but not great. He's not that talented. But he's not bad though either. Like with Ebron gone. Uh,
Oh, it is true.
yeah. Hey
Dang,
all.
that's
Hey all.
crazy.
What's up?
4 hours ago.
Good. May I say, Browns will be a sleeper team this season. I love what I've seen from Hyde and the whole offense. Montreal, right? Hey boys, what's up, Digital Dragon? Do you think the Steelers will have a good defense? No, they will not. That injury to their linebacker, Shazier, really hurts them. I don't like their secondary. So, and on top of that, with Shazier gone, they have a huge hole, man. And they drafted like some weird safety in the first round who people had like a fourth round grade on. Some people had a sixth round grade on. That was weird. So, are you saying Manziel isn't talented? Yeah, I don't. He's not that.
Yeah, I am
Yeah, I
saying
mean, what?
that.
Why do I have to say that? Just
What do
look at his
you?
NFL career. I mean, I don't.
Look at
I
his
hope it was
career.
like he's trying to be funny. I took a shot on AP in the last round of a 12-team PPR league I'm in. Yeah, that's a great pick. Should I pick up Connor for a wait? Okay. Drop Prater for Daniel Carlson. No, it doesn't matter. Prater's good. Okay, so I also like Jimmy Graham and Trey Burton. Jimmy Graham, I think, other than the injury risk, he's going to be great. He's going to catch a lot of touchdowns, guys. You guys are underestimating Aaron Rodgers. Jimmy Graham's going to be amazing as long as he can stay healthy. Trey Burton's a complete unknown. He's one of the only Bears that I trust, truly trust. I think they're going to use him a lot. I love those two guys, but those aren't quite sleepers. I just say guys I target, a little bit undervalued. I have Jimmy Graham ranked as my tight end 4.
He's gotta be good this year, dude. I need to draft
People
him. I think like that combination
underestimate
of
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Graham, like that's gotta produce like results in my eyes, like touchdowns, red zone targets. I think he's gonna have a big
People
year. He's
really
gotta have a big year.
underestimate the play of the quarterback. Like they really do. Like this, we're not talking about like this guy's okay. Not even like Kirk Cousins, guys. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Like it's not the same. Like Kirk Cousins and Aaron Rodgers are not the same. Kirk Cousins is good. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best QBs to ever play the game. He makes magic happen.
Ever.
It's crazy how he plays. He plays. He does stuff you shouldn't do, and it makes it work. He's out of control. So with him, you put just the average tight end there, he's gonna do good, guys. Just trust me. And I like see when people the way they talk to me. I if I talk the same way to you guys, this is how it would be like. I'd be like, you guys are the ones who drafted Martellus Bennett. You guys are the ones that drafted Jared Cook. What did I say? I never said to draft them. So when people come at me with, oh, all the Green Bay tight ends always sucked, that's on you. Y'all drafted them. I've never drafted those guys. I haven't had Martellus Bennett or Jared Cook on any one of my teams when they were Packers, ever. You guys did. I look at the ADP. So when you come telling me no Green Bay Packers tight end has done well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I told you guys, but I told y'all that 2 years ago. I told y'all that last year. I told y'all 3 years ago. And I warned you guys not to do it. This year, okay? This year, I'm telling you, they will have a good tight end. There is injury concern, though. There's no doubt about that. But hey, I mean, we're talking about a position where everybody's an injury concern, and it's tight. It's all uncertain. So if you can get Jimmy Graham in the 7th round somehow, do it because he's going in round 6 and 7. He's going round 6.
Wow, I know who's drafting.
Let's look at this ADP.
Get him in round 7.
You know somebody can slip one round, right? You know that. Okay, well, there you go. I'm just looking it up.
Like Bears, I bet Bears fans drafts. He's like
okay, his ADP he's 5th round. Okay, so I'm mistaken. He's early 5th round.
Yeah, early.
But you can get him in round 6. I'll put it like this.
Whoa, Marshawn's in the 5th round now.
That's
wow, and Carlos Hyde? No way. That's crazy.
With Jordy gone, Devontae Adams is elite wide receiver 1. I'd say not elite, but I'd say mid wide receiver 1. So he's top. He should be top 8 in everyone's rankings. He's top 7 on mine. So he's good. I mean, he's got Aaron Rodgers going. Matthew Berry hates Jimmy Graham. That's okay. I still respect Matthew Berry. But he's wrong. He's wrong.
He's wrong. Again.
Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw to the tight end according to Berry. Oh, God. I had to bring that up. I got Jimmy G in the 8th round, not lying. Was that 10-man or a 12-man? You let me know.
Is this a 4-child league or whatever?
Non-hype beast wouldn't do 4-toddler league.
4-infant league.
Non-hype beast wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't come in here and give me this nonsense. Nah.
That's the funniest thing we ever spontaneously came up with.
All right, let's move on. Wide receivers. Unfortunately, you guys know this entire list. Mike Williams, his ADP is rising, so I think this list is already torn up right here because his ADP rose. Marquise Goodwin, his ADP rose too. I always targeted him. Tyler Lockett's ADP hasn't risen much, I don't think.
I don't believe in Tyler
Lockett. He's going to be the number 2 guy on the Seahawks, guys. Jimmy Graham gone. Paul Richardson gone. You believe in Brandon Marshall, though, of course, right, Mike?
I thought he got waived.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I'm just saying I don't believe in Brandon Marshall. Someone's got to catch the ball, so it's either him or Jerron Brown. I think it's Tyler Lockett. I'm a huge believer in Tyler Lockett. This is a guy you can get him like round 12, guys. That's insane. Jaguars D got drafted round 9 in our league. You can get Tyler Lockett as a wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5. And then we have Jarvis Landry. Fab said, I was listening to Fab's, and he came top 5 bust list, and I liked all 4 of his players that he came up with. Then I forget. Then he said Jarvis Landry, and I got so heated.
No,
I get, you know how people get heated, and I whine about it. I'm like, hey, relax. And it was me. It happened to me. I got heated, and I'm like, look, he's right in the sense that what did Jarvis finish? Wide receiver 5 last year or something insane. He's right in the sense that he's not going to be he's not going to be top 5, but nobody is drafting Jarvis Landry as a top 5 wide receiver. They are sleeping on him. He's going round 4 and 5. Now for being one of the most talented wide receivers in the league, one of the most durable wide receivers in the league, There's other ones like this too, but one of the wide receivers who's done well week in, week out, year in, year out, broken records. I guess no one's done that. With crappy quarterbacks. All crap.
Horrible.
Name one good quarterback Jarvis has played with.
There. I mean, you can make a case for Ryan.
Oh, the college wide receiver,
decent quarterback, but like he's a first round pick. But other than that, like talent wise, there's been nobody. Nobody.
I didn't see you draft Tannehill.
Well,
this Dolphins fan in our league drafted Tannehill. He just dropped him 2 days ago. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry about it. It's over. He dropped him. He came to his senses. So even he dropped Tannehill. So
yeah, well, he's not.
Yeah,
relevant.
Dude, that's what he sucks. Come on, like he's probably not top 20 quarterback. I'll put it like that. Not top 20.
No.
So now he's got a little bit better quarterback. He's on a team. I think he seems to like it. He's gonna be good, and I consider him a high-end wide receiver, like a very high-end wide receiver 2, maybe even a low-end wide receiver 1. Basically, you're getting a low-end wide receiver 1 dang near at a wide receiver 2 price. He's going to be consistent. He is so good, so underrated. Nobody else is getting targets and receptions like this guy, man. It's out of control. I think Todd Haley's going to do better with Jarvis Landry. He was just... I don't think it was right what happened in Miami.
It's not right.
AJ Green, I have AJ Green ranked wide receiver 7, and I have Devonta Adams ranked wide receiver 8, I think. And they're about tied. Like you can go either way. You can go Adams or you can go AJ Green. AJ Green's better, but the other guy has much better quarterback. I'll get to that, guys. Okay, and then so those are my wide receivers. For running backs, I don't have any huge sleepers because that goes to show you that if you blink for a couple rounds, all the running backs are gone. It's just the way it is. So I got Jordan Howard. I think he's very underrated. And here's my point. Jordan Howard, and this is like that Martellus Bennett thing I was telling you guys about Green Bay Packers tight ends. I know everyone's coming at me now, like, why Jordan Howard? Last year, you guys, you know how people talk, people attack me. Y'all, the ADP, not me. I didn't draft Howard. You guys did. You guys draft. I'm looking at the ADP, guys. Second pick of the second round. Okay, what do we do? Moment of silence for that. Okay, y'all drafted Howard as a first round pick, dang near. Okay. Because that's almost pick 13, which is basically the first round. As a first round pick, did you guys know the offense? Do you remember who the starting quarterback was? Mike Glennon. Starting quarterback, Mike Glennon. Their best wide receiver, Cameron Meredith, injured. And you guys still drafted Jordan Howard, knowing he couldn't catch, knowing that offense was crap. And come on, guys. When everyone drafted, when Mitchell Trubisky was drafted, nobody was like, the franchise is saying. Everyone was like, what the heck did the Bears just do? That's what everyone was saying. So everybody knew that offense sucked, okay? But y'all drafted him round 1. Now, this is basically facts. This is a matter of public record here. Now, the most improved offense in the entire league is easily the Bears.
Oh, yeah.
Easily. Could you even name a wide receiver last year? Dang. Bellamy.
Kendall Wright.
Yeah, it's just insane. Dude, you can't even name a wide receiver last year. Like, they didn't even have a tight end either. Nothing. A dude got injured, remember? What's his name? He almost lost his leg. Remember that, Mike? We were just talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
Can't even remember his name,
that was gruesome. Dude. Oh, my. Hold on.
He almost lost his leg.
Sorry.
Okay, anyway, guys, look. Trey Burton. My homie Taylor Gabriel. They drafted Anthony Miller, a rookie wide receiver, looking good. They got Allen Robinson, big wide receiver from the Jaguars. They got
Zach Miller almost lost his leg.
What's his name? Zach Miller. Y'all drafted him with this lineup, with this roster, okay? Now look, they got A-Rob, Burton, Taylor Gabriel, Anthony Miller. They have a new coach, a successful offensive-minded coach. Mitchell Trubisky's his next. Yeah, someone knew that, Zach Miller. Mitchell Trubisky's the second year. He's going to take a step up, no doubt about it. Will he be like Goff did? Maybe, maybe not. But this is the most improved offense. Their O-line was always really good. It's even better now. Their O-line is amazing. That's why I like Jordan Howard. Y'all drafted him round 1 last year. Now all I'm telling you, don't pass him up in round 3 is all I'm saying. Or you're at the very end of round 2, don't pass this guy up. I've seen this guy catch balls in drills on the jugs machine. I've seen him catch balls 7-on-7, 11-on-11. I've seen him catch balls individually from coaches. He can actually catch. And he's not going to be an amazing receiver, but they want him to be a 3-down back. I'm telling you guys, Jordan Howard, super sleeper. You're getting an RB1 at RB2 price. Joe Mixon, dude, I was just envisioning this. Joe Mixon's going to be a PPR beast. This guy can run routes. He's going to be great. So the O-line in Cincinnati does suck, guys. It's improved. It's still going to suck, but I think he's going to still do okay because of his pass-catching abilities. I like Joe Mixon. I've seen him work out. I put the video up. I like him a lot. There is some risk, though, because that O-line isn't as good, and that's why I like Howard. McKinnon, what's up with McKinnon, man? Everyone's like, I'm scared. Then his ADP rose. He's like the best running back ever. And then he got a little nicked up. Now he's like went back down. What do you think of McKinnon?
I think he'll be fine. Like, he has to have a good rapport with Jimmy G. He's going to be going out on short routes of the backfield. I don't know why everyone's tripping about McKinnon. I mean, it's good for us, the people that know about him and believe in him, because his value is definitely going down. So I don't know. I think he's gonna be great, especially in the PPR format. In this offense, he's gonna shine. He's gonna get his.
I really believe in him in PPR. Like that's the thing. I think I downgrade him a little bit in non-PPR.
For sure, definitely.
And so that's really my only knock on him is if you're in a non-PPR league. And Lamar Miller, I like this guy. He's safe. You can get him late. I just like the value. Right? I don't think anybody raise your hand in the chat. Raise your hand, guys, if you're a fan of Lamar Miller.
Can I just say something? I actually have never really watched Lamar Miller play, and I watched some highlights of him last year. And he's actually a lot better.
You went to a Texans game. What are you talking about?
I know, but I never really studied him on film though. I always thought he wasn't that great. I just had this weird perception of him. He's not that fast. He's not that good. But then I just watched some tape of him last night. I was like, wow, he actually is a lot faster than I thought. He's better than I thought. And I also read an article that he's actually changed his diet over the offseason. He's 20, 30 pounds lighter.
No way.
So I think he's really he overhauled his diet. He looks very slim. And this guy could have a huge season. He has as long as Watson's healthy, obviously, he should be a workhorse back.
So there's two knocks on. So basically, I haven't studied Lamar Miller that much, but I've seen enough of him. He's good at. He's good at everything. That's how I see. He's not great at one thing, but he's good at everything. There's no inside, outside, catching the ball, running routes, catching from the backfield. Just basically everything he does. He can do everything. And I just think the value is out of control. If you can get this guy round 5, that's insane.
Yeah, you got to get
that's
him.
Insane. That's an ARB because we seen Justin in our league. His draft was looking pretty dim because he got Alex Collins. He went RB0, and then he got a gift. He got Lamar Miller. Round 5, I'm like, damn it! I know we all hate Lamar Miller, but
I wanted him.
My God, he just saved your team. You can start this guy every single week, regardless of the matchup, and you got that round 5. Trust me, there were some picks before round 5 that you can't start every week. And Lamar Miller, you can start every single week, no doubt. You are starting him every single week. Not that you can, you are at least as a flex.
I have him as a flex in one league, and I'm like, wow, that's probably the best flex I've ever had. You know what I mean? I'm really excited to have him as a flex.
So some people are hating on Miller in the chat, but that goes to show you it's the public perception, guys. Like if you can,
yeah, it is.
you don't need to draft him round 3, but if he's there round 5 and you drafted like Gronk or Kelsey or like me Ertz, or you drafted 2 wide receivers in the first 4 rounds, something like that, Lamar Miller is going to be a gift. He's going to be a really good flex player for your team. People asked about Royce Freeman. I left him off of here because I always talk about Royce Freeman. I drafted him in 2. I drafted him in 2 out of 3 leagues. So if I did like 6 drafts, I drafted him in 4 of them. And every time his ADPs are rising. So I like him. He's great. I mean, moving on. Jimmy Garoppolo is a quarterback sleeper. I believe in Shanahan. I believe in Jimmy G. I think everyone is a Jimmy G hater. And I don't get you guys. You guys just need to stop. It's annoying. Frankly, at this point,
jealousy is what it is.
What jealousy. About when they watch the film? You guys are really looking at, what is that? Glass half empty, right? You guys are really looking like you guys are really nitpicking these negatives here, guys. For a guy who's smart enough to pick up Kyle Shanahan's offense in 10 days and totally, like he was better than CJ Beathard and Hoyer combined, to pick up the offense that they've been part of for a long time, to pick that up right when he came on, there was a blaze of fire behind him. Right when remember when dude got hurt and he threw a touchdown like in 2 seconds, and we're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
What is this? Brady's back. Who is this dude? And then he went on to beat the Jaguars. Okay, guys, yeah, we're gonna watch film on Jimmy G. You're gonna have film now. Now everyone's gonna stop him. But at the same time, Jimmy G's actually had 1 offseason to learn Kyle Shanahan's offense. This is an offense he didn't even know, and he was tearing it up. He tore the Jags apart. Me and Mike thought he was going to lose that game. Nope. He made the defense better.
Yeah, I thought that was
this guy was a Garcon, the number 1 wide receiver, number 1, was injured. This guy is the real deal. They don't have the elite weapons, yes. So I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't have him as my top 6. He's not tier 1. He's right underneath that, guys. He is that good. It's just annoying, frankly, how many people hate on Jimmy Garoppolo other than Niner fans. I don't get your hate. We saw a small sample size, but if you think Kyle Shanahan's an idiot, if you think that Jimmy G got lucky 7 out of 7 games, pure luck, then hey man, avoid him. But I don't see how you see that. I don't see how you don't think Kyle Shanahan's dope. I don't see how Jimmy G won 7 games, film or no film. And this guy's it's not Tim Tebow, guys. It's not like, oh, we know what he does. We know his gimmick. Let's go and stop this gimmick. It's not a gimmick quarterback. Andrew Luck, recency bias. Everyone thinks he sucks because last year he sucked because he didn't play. He should be good this year, though. I'm not worried about it. And Matt Stafford. What do you think about Stafford, Mike?
I mean, he's always right up there, the top quarterbacks because his volume, like he's throwing a ton. It's going to be the same this year. He's going to air it out to Galladay. He's going to air it out. And so you got to draft him. You can get him good value. Where's his current ADP right now? It's at, let's see here.
Real quick while you're looking that up, Andrew Luck and Matthew Stafford are playing with the best O-line they've ever played with their entire careers. Okay?
And around 9.
Going round 9, that means you can get him round 11 a lot of times.
Yep.
Stafford's underrated. If you're looking for that sneaky good QB late, go get Stafford. He's going to be consistent, guys. And Matt Ryan. It's a guy I don't trust, but he's going undrafted in 10-team leagues. So
he's going to have a bounce back year for sure. There's no way he could have as bad of a year
with Sanu, Calvin Ridley, and Julio Jones.
Yeah.
If you guys pay a lot of attention to me, I was a little bit down on Julio Jones this year, but now I'm back up. It was because of that contract dispute and just because I know people that know him. But he seems okay now. I have to downgrade somebody who's holding out. Like I just do. And it's just a bit of an unknown. So I think he's going to be good. He had a lot of unlucky plays last year, a lot of fluke intercept. I think he had like one off someone's knee or something crazy like that. So he had a lot of those, a lot of misconnections with Julio. It's just hard to repeat all that bad luck. He's like the most unluckiest quarterback last year. So all I'm saying, great value. He can go late. And Patrick Mahomes, who's not really a sleeper because of his unknowns, people are still drafting him very high, but I love him. Go out with a bang, guys. Where'd you get Mahomes in the Couch League?
Where did I get? Hold on, let me check. I have the draft board in front of me. I got him in the. Let's see here. I'll do a quick. Oh wow, kind of late. 1, 4,
10
5,
or
6, 7,
11?
8. It was the 10 or 10th
10th round.
10th round.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's about where I'd take him. Yeah, so
yeah,
like
10th
one
round.
league, I drafted 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds, and I was able to get Trey Burton, and then I got Patrick Mahomes and Matt Ryan. So Matt Ryan, kind of like a safe guy, even if he disappoints, like he's still startable just about every week. And then Mahomes is that guy with the upside, is unknown. So I drafted both of them. I'm pretty sure they both had different bye weeks. And then in dual quarterback leagues, guys, so a lot of people asking me, like, I'm in a dual quarterback league. What do I do? So there's a lot of strategy here. So these are the names I have written down: Eli, Carr, Winston, Dalton, Tannehill. So Eli Manning, very underrated. He'll be good this year. He's nothing more than a QB2, though. Like, you don't want to start this guy. In a dual QB league, he's startable. Derek Carr, because he has the upside. He has a new coach. He has more receivers. And there's no competition with Derek Carr. Winston, there's a little bit of competition with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I don't think it's significant. I still think he's going to be the starter this whole year. And I think he has that upside. He's an idiot off the field. He's an idiot on the field a lot of times, but the upside is there. And quarterbacks, sometimes you can just add them and drop them. So it's worth it to me to have Winston in a dual QB league. He could be your QB3, guys, or QB4. That's what I'm calling him. Dalton, same thing. Not a lot of competition there. I think that's the only analysis with Dalton. And then Tannehill, who's even worse than Dalton. Not a lot of competition there, I don't think. I think Tannehill's the guy. And in dual QB leagues, guys, go get yourself 4 quarterbacks. Make sure 3 of them don't have the same bye week. Because quarterbacks are money. They are valuable. One person, like one quarterback gets injured, the whole league freaks out. Because there's one trade that it sets off like a chain reaction. So you get a quarterback that's injured in a dual quarterback league, you're going to be screwed, guys. You need 3 quarterbacks. Try to get 4 in a dual quarterback league. They're trade bait. They're valuable. A quarterback could get injured. A lot of things can happen. So, and I mean, other quarterbacks are valuable. Even Josh Allen has value. Darnold has value. So on and so forth. Even Lamar Jackson's worth like a late round pick in a dual quarterback league. Here's one I like. Someone asked about Cohen. Here's one I like. I'm thinking Chris Thompson over Tariq Cohen. I'm thinking Tariq Cohen is overvalued. What do you think about this?
Who'd you say?
Chris Thompson
Tariq Cohen over
Cohen. I think Cohen is overvalued.
Oh, Cohen is way overvalued, especially after what you said about Jordan Howard becoming a pass catcher. I mean, that kind of takes away Cohen's whole, his best skill. Chris Thompson was a great back in PPR last year before he got injured, and now with like the uncertainty, AP is only going to be on the field of first and second down. Chris Thompson will get all the third down work. And he's the only one who could catch the ball in that backfield. So he's going to have a good year, especially in PPR. I would definitely pick him over
Right
Cohen
now, Chris Thompson is being drafted late 6th round. Tariq Cohen mid-7th. But in most of my drafts that I did, Cohen's being drafted before Chris Thompson because he's the sexy pick. Because he he's flashy, he's quick, he's awesome. Like, I'm a huge fan of Cohen. But in fantasy, nah, I don't see it. Unless he's returning and you get points for return, I wouldn't do it, guys. Also, people know this, but they're still underestimating it. Quarterback is deep. Wide receiver is super deep. But what does that mean? What are you going to do about it? Don't just tell me this. What does that mean? Like, if I came and told you Mike is real, Mike, a lot of girls in here, huh? Who can do something about it? Do something. Wide receivers are deep. Who cares if you don't do nothing? What the heck? Why do you tell me that 80 times? What's that going to do? You're just telling me something.
Can I ask you about one player? What do you think about John Brown? I'm just curious.
I love him as a late round flyer. But, he's always injured, though. And it's like,
You think he's gonna get injured this
Well,
year?
he's injured every year. Just only one year he wasn't injured. So it's, late round flyer. I like him. He's a great deep threat. He's talented. That offense isn't that good, but Joe Flacco, I think they needed a guy like him, and they got him. So
But who would you rather have, John Brown or one of the Jags wide receivers?
I'd go with Cole. I really like Cole. It's just
Okay,
so much safer.
interesting.
You don't have to deal with that headache.
What about Dante Moncrief?
I just
He's in the
consider him
mix
a wide
now.
receiver 3, so only deep leagues. I mean,
Okay.
we're honestly kind of guessing, but I'd go one Cole and right behind him like 1B Westbrook, and then I'd go number 3 Moncrief as far as the
Okay.
Jags
Okay.
totem pole.
Gotcha.
So wide receiver is deep. So this is how I attack this, right? By saying this, I'd go draft one super elite wide receiver, then wait it out. Wait out. Don't go for Crabtree. Don't draft Corey Davis round 5. Do not draft Juju Smith-Schuster round 4 and hope that he beats his ADP and is a late third round value, because that's the best case scenario with him. So what you do is you draft one elite wide receiver early, super elite, or draft two really good wide receivers like Hilton and somebody else, and then wait. That's how you attack this. No one's really doing this, guys. That's how you attack this strategy. Because being deep, if you tell me wide receiver is deep, let me translate that to you. This is what that means. That means there will be 12 really good wide receivers on waivers this year. Yes, I agree. There will be wide receivers you can get that will pan out in round 14, round 11, round 12. Yes, I agree. But what are you going to do about it? That's what you do about it. You wait late. You get guys, whoever you're getting, Cole, Calvin, name anybody. I'm not even going to disagree with you too much because there's so many flyers, so many names. There's about 100 wide receivers on my list that could be fantasy relevant. Who knows? Like Mike just named one, John Brown. That's a good late round flyer. If he stays healthy, I think he'll be good. If the Ravens aren't atrocious, I think he'll be good. Joe Flacco, I think he's itching to throw the ball down the field. I think he might throw it a few times. And also running back scarcity. I think that's sometimes a little bit undervalued. People aren't really appreciating how scarce running backs are. Hence, Lamar Miller. If you're round 5 and you're drafting like Crabtree instead of Miller, get out of here. Stop this. Not. Why do you want a boring wide receiver? Why would you draft Juju Smith-Schuster like first pick at round 4? Why would you do that? Go get yourself a running back. RBs are so important. They're the most injury-prone position. A workhorse running back is the most scarce type of player. Don't pass up on getting quality running backs. Don't pass up on RB depth, guys. Don't do it. By the time round 5 hits, all the running backs will be gone in a 12-team league. That's it. What else? Any sleepers, Mike? Anything you want to add?
I'm just looking at it. So I recently did something in the couch league. I don't know if this is, I don't know. I kind of want to get your opinion on this. I'm sure you saw this,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was very controversial to a lot of people that I talked to. But just based on the composition of my team, I'll just let everyone know so there's context, okay? So my starting running backs are Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, and then my starting receivers are Doug Baldwin, Jarvis Landry, and Chris Hogan. My flex, my bench, Kerryon Johnson, Rex Burkhead, Chris Carson as my running backs. And I had Nick Chubb. So I dropped Nick Chubb to pick up rookie Anthony Miller because I felt that would be a better balance of my team bench because I have Michael Gallup, currently Emmanuel Sanders. So I dropped Chubb to pick up Anthony Miller because I think on tape he looks great. He looks like a young Antonio Brown, and he's the second receiver in the Bears passing offense after Allen Robinson. So I don't know. I took a gamble. I know a lot of people don't agree with dropping Nick Chubb. A lot of people think he's still going to be a beast, but I don't know. Just based on how my team is made up, I thought that was best for my team to take a gamble on a young, exciting receiver with potential.
You
But what
made
do
the
you think
same
there? Was that a
mistake I
mistake?
made when I dropped Chris Hogan. And it ended up working. It ended up working out for. See, that's the thing though. Is like I'm admitting it, and it worked out for me.
So you think Chubb will have anywhere near the year that Chris Hogan had last year?
When I drafted,
hurt?
was it last year or the year?
It was last year. Yeah.
When I drafted,
you drafted him for Nelson Aguilar.
No, I didn't draft Aguilar. Oh, I did. Oh, I did drop him. Yeah, you're right.
Dropped Hogan for Nelson Aguilar. Yeah,
Chris Hogan, when I drafted him in round 12 or 11 or whatever, everyone laughed at me. And after
you listened to them.
I wanted Aguilar. It worked out. Aguilar was way better because Hogan got injured though, and he didn't quite come back.
No, yeah, Hogan was killing it before.
Yeah. So it was the wrong, even though the result was basically right, it was the wrong move. It was a mistake on my end. But I think that's what you did here. What you should have done was trade, because Nick Chubb.
No one trades.
No, it is a trade-hating league. It is, but still.
Yeah, so like I'm just like I want someone else to, like Germ should get him, I think. But like I don't know, you don't think Anthony Miller could have a better season than Nick Chubb?
But he's a wide receiver. I just feel like there's just not that many. Look at this. Look at this. You're not starting him, right? And then Anthony Miller. You're not going to start him.
I mean, I'm not starting Nick Chubb either. I don't know when I would start him.
RBs get injured the most. That's it. There you go. So, like Hyde, you've said on the podcast before, Hyde gets hurt a lot. I'm just saying, just quoting you. So,
yeah,
that's what. So you get Anthony Miller. He starts showing a little bit of, flashing a little bit of talent. Bears are going to spread the ball a lot. Taylor Gabriel will be used in this offense. Like, he's not fantasy relevant. He's not going to be consistent. I'm just saying, like, a guy like Gabriel will be used in this offense at times. Cohen will be used in this offense at times. They're going to spread. Burden will be used. A-Rob will be used. Anthony Miller. It's just, list goes on and on. And you start him, then he has a bad week. And it's like, you're already so many weeks into the season. Like, it's just, he's going to be inconsistent. I do like him though. Like, it's not bad, but again, he is a wide.
You've seen tape.
He's
on
dope.
Him, right?
He's dope. He
really
seems like he's gonna start and be involved. But
he is starting.
But
he's for sure starting.
But I'm just saying, I think he's a wide receiver. So you did swing for and Nick.
But then you gotta wait for Nick Chubb. You gotta wait for someone to get hurt
I'm not like huge on Nick Chubb though either. So it's like,
yeah, I don't get it. So I don't know. I took a gamble.
You got 6 back, so I mean, it's not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I thought it was a good move, but hey, you guys let me know if you think that's a horrible move. You think Nick Chubb will become the Rookie of the Year for the Browns? Let me know.
Terry Miller says you can never fail picking up a Miller. It's just impossible.
Right? There you go, Terry.
Well, his last name is Miller. Yeah,
I know. I get it. I'll take any positive feedback.
He likes it. Mike likes it.
Yeah, thanks, Terry.
So, dare I call these guys busts? Bust is such a harsh word. Everyone's scared of that word. Because you can say anyone's a sleeper. All right, you can name 100 sleepers. Everyone's like, oh, sleepers.
Wait. Let me look at it. You have C-Mac on? Oh, and non-PPR.
Yeah. But hey, come on. That's still basically bad, though. Come on, don't let me off the hook. He's still on the list. No. We're going to go. Okay. So,
please, Lord.
So if in terms of sleep, like I kind of named Howard as a sleeper with my disclaimer, not like a sleeper, like a 10th rounder is gonna. But in terms of realistic,
people don't like drafting him. That's what I've noticed. Like, people are scared to draft Jordan Howard because they have the perception he can't catch. And they have the perception that it's going to be like
also recency bias. He was
recency bias.
He was on the Bears. Exactly. Bears were the most they were so. It's the Bears and the Ravens last year were the most boring, predictable, garbage offense. I think Bears more because they had Mitchell Trubisky, who was still learning how to play in the NFL, and he had a coach that said no, stop, just hand the ball off. We're gonna just do predictable stuff. So. In terms of sleepers, the opposite of sleeper, these guys are busts. So I'm just going to, basically most of these guys are huge warnings, huge cautions. I definitely could be wrong. Just that's the thing. When I name sleepers and I'm wrong, nobody cares. But if I call someone a bust, they get highly offended, which is understandable. But it's like, hey man, it's just the opposite of a sleeper. Like, these guys are overvalued or they have more risk and the risk isn't being assessed properly. With that being said, here are players to avoid or at least approach with caution. That's Cam Newton. Everyone says he's inaccurate. I don't even believe that. I mean, he's not that accurate. Like, I'm not saying that's his best quality or anything. But here's what I do believe. I mean, how can you tell me right now that we just seen him? There's this meme, and memes are funny, they're silly, but this one, to me, if you get past the laughing at the meme, it's very powerful, Mike. Did you see the head? I snapped it, and it's a meme, and did you see him run and fall on his head and leave the game? Cam Newton. Yeah, Cam Newton. He nothing bad, but I'm just so he took off, right? Incredible run. They sweeped his feet. I mean, how else are you gonna tackle that dude? Sweeped his feet. He did a flip, landed on his head, kind of in a good way. Like, could have been way worse. Landed on his head and neck. Went out briefly, came back in, and the meme was like, so he's gonna take off running and land on his head in preseason, but not go after a fumble in the Super Bowl. Give me a real excuse for not going after that fumble in the Super Bowl, because if it was me, awful. I mean, I've I'm no athlete, guys, nothing like that, but I'm saying, like, when push comes to shove, like, my team knows this, Mike knows this, you want to be on my squad. You don't want to, like, I'm going to go for the kill, I'm going to go for the win. I would have went for that ball. There's no doubt in my mind I would have went for the ball. I mean, we're not talking about, like, I would have blocked Von Miller. No, I'm not, like, I would have went for the freaking ball. I know that. Because if I'm there to win a Super Bowl. I'm going for the ball. This is a player that did not go for the fumble in the Super Bowl. This is a player that didn't want to wear a tie. Then his backup quarterback, he was benched. His backup quarterback came in, threw a pick six on the very first play of the game. This is a guy who runs away when the going gets tough in press conferences. He can't handle the heat. To me, this is not a leader. This is not a guy that I want to put faith in on my team to have as my QB1. I know a lot of you, it doesn't matter, and you guys don't care. He runs. I get that. I care. So it's my opinion. That's just what I believe. I wouldn't trust this guy as a QB. Now, talking, instead of belief and leadership, which I think is going to result in a guy failing when you need him the most, he might fail. When you need him to squeeze out those fantasy points at the end. Aaron Rodgers, he does that for you. He comes through sometimes. Like, dude, I really kind of need a miracle. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is on TV. There we go. Miracle. I just won my game. Here's some stuff that's more football related, guys. It's just the things with Cam Newton. It's a long list and all this crazy stuff. The truck flipped over, the Oikos cut him. Like, it's just a bunch of crazy stuff. To me, it doesn't scream I trust this quarterback. Anyway, football related stuff. No, don't get too off topic. He doesn't have an O-line. His best offensive lineman, who's probably better for run blocking and whatnot, he's on the Jaguars. His second best offensive lineman suffered a significant knee injury. And I think the third offensive lineman has a minor. Like, it's just the most ridiculous thing ever. It's not like the O-line was the strongest part of the team last year. So he has no O-line. This man is going to get hit so many times. And that's another reason why I don't trust him as my QB1. He's the same injury risk as a running back. I don't want that.
He's much bigger though.
But dude, I mean, that's still but a running. Remember you owned DeMarco Murray and he broke his hand, and I was like, I don't know if he's gonna start, dude. I'm like 55%. You're like, he's gonna start, and remember he started, and he played.
Yeah.
On the Cowboys.
I remember that, yeah.
If Cam Newton breaks his hand, I don't know how good he's gonna play. He's a quarterback. You see what I'm saying? It's a little different, And it's the franchise player. DeMarco Murray, even though he was really good on the Cowboys, we know he's a running back, and he wasn't on the team the next year. You see what I mean? Running backs come and go. Franchise quarterback, nah, they want, it's just different, guys. So no O-line, he's going to be getting hit like a dozen times a game, hard hits. If I'm the defense against Cam Newton, I'm going to tell my defensive guys, hey, when you hit this guy, hit him hard, because he gets rattled, and it's better to hit him hard. He's not going to play well. It's just part of the game, man. And it's like, if you want to be a running back, because he's a great running back. I'll put it like that. He's an okay quarterback. He's a great running back. Then I'm going to hit you like a great running back. Like if AP's running, like I'm not going to, I'm going to hit that dude. I'm going to tackle him hard. Cam Newton, I'm going to tackle really hard. Like, that's what I'm going to tell my defense. It's easier said than done, I know. But still, over the course of a season, he's going to get tackled quite a bit. So Cam Newton, guys, no matter how bad his O-line is, no matter how bad his receivers are, the guy's still talented. If he does stay healthy for 16 games, he will put up fantasy points. Not even top 10. I mean, we're talking at least top 6, top 7, probably top 5, around there. He's good. I'm just scared he's not going to last 16. He's going to take too many hits. Moving on. Dalvin Cook, a bust. This is the worst one on this list. This is even worse than C-Mac. I know. It sucks. The guy's extremely talented. The Vikings offense was great last year. The Vikings offense will regress. So again, this is like proceed with caution. Dalvin Cook, man, he's talented. So these are all, but I just feel like this part of the risk is not being assessed. Vikings offense will regress. Their genius offensive coordinator, Schumer, is now the coach of the Giants. That team was all over the place. It was a mess, and they put it together, man. Like, props to that coaching staff, props to that team, the players on there. They really killed it last year. I didn't think they would. They balled out with Case Keenum. Their O-line, Mike, right now, their O-line is ranked. Guess what their O-line is ranked on PFF this year? Out of 32.
15?
28. Their O-line is ranked 28. Guys, Seahawks is 30. That's what we're looking at here. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. So PFF rank, even if you don't agree with that, let's just say it's not good. Like Mike just said. O-line, not so good. I mean, they did just trade for a center from the Giants, so I think it's safe to say they're desperate. Their O-line coach recently passed away. Dalvin Cook's coming off a major injury. Latavius Murray is not a chump. He's not a great running back. He will vulture Dalvin Cook. The Vikings won, I believe, 13 games last year. Vegas has them around 11, I think. PFF projects them maybe at 10. It's just, guys, don't draft what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Don't draft them number 11 overall. Don't draft them number 10 overall. Don't do that. Late in the second round, I give you my blessing, but man, I gotta downgrade this guy. There's just too much risk. Then we have this one. This one I think is a great one. This one I think people won't get as mad at. Demaryius Thomas. This is just ridiculous. Don't draft. Why would you draft this dude?
I drafted him.
What round?
I drafted him. Yeah, like it was. Wait, I just want to double check, but keep going on your points.
Wide receivers are deep. We just talked about this. So you get Demaryius Thomas. I'm looking him up just to be sure.
5.
That's
round
good,
5,
actually. People are drafting him round 4. Okay. He's going round 4. So you draft Demaryius Thomas round 4, guys, or Sanders in round 7. Sanders. After that play, dude, his ADP went up.
Much better.
His ADP went up from 7 to 6. Way better value. I mean, the list goes on. Goodwin, whatnot. There's a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
So, you keep saying wide receivers are deep. Wide receivers are deep. Yet you draft Crabtree and Demaryius Thomas like wide receivers are going out. Oh my God, I need a wide receiver so bad. Who's Case Keenum throwing to nowadays? No. And they have Cortland Sutton. I don't get this. It's not that he's garbage. It's just that there's so many. I guarantee you're going to pick up a wide receiver that's going to be just as good as Demaryius Thomas off waivers.
It's just the name. That's the only reason why. Because he's been such a big name for so long that it's just like someone you can like trust, kind of, you know.
Exactly. No, that's exactly it. He won DFS owners millions of dollars by picking him when he was with Peyton Manning. When he was with Peyton Manning, he seemed like one of the best, like a top 3 wide receiver during that era. I mean, that's insane. You know, with Calvin Johnson and everything there, he was probably better than Calvin Johnson.
He was up there, top 5.
Yeah, it was insane. So that's just not the case, man. Peyton Manning's retired, guys. It's just not the case anymore. By the way, it's Case Keenum there, in case you were wondering. Okay, then we have C-Mac, and me and Michael butt heads on this. I have to trust my traditional thinking, which could definitely be wrong here, but with no O-line, with vultures awaiting, vultures including I don't know, whoever's the running back, CJA, CPA.
I don't think
He's
going
gonna
to
get
get vultured this
vultured.
year. I think they're running him as the goal line back this
Okay,
year.
don't you worry, because there's guys on here that like both C-Mac and Cam Newton. Newsflash, guys. Cam Newton doesn't throw a lot of yards. He gets a lot of rushing touchdowns. That's where you get your fantasy points from. So if Cam Newton's getting 7 rushing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns, that means less rushing touchdowns for C-Mac. Less touchdowns, period, for C-Mac. You can't have it both ways. Trust me, there's guys in the chat that like Olsen. Olsen's good at catching touchdowns. There's just too many vultures. C-Mac as a receiver, I love him. He's talented. I think he's decent in PPR. He's a guy I avoid, but if
he's more than decent in PPR, I would say. He's gonna be an elite back in PPR.
He's good in PPR, but I'd avoid him in non PPR. He's a guy being drafted early round 2. Yeah, I draft him like early round.
But he will be a workhorse. That I do know. This year, he's going to be a workhorse back and get 20 plus touchdowns.
Right now, Christian McCaffrey's ADP is the 13th overall player, so essentially round 1.
Matthew Berry's very high on him, by the way. I don't know. Yeah,
I think that you say it. Yeah, I remember. So I don't know, man. I just think he's a little overrated. I don't know. I'm kind of torn with him. I would just say in non PPR leagues, guys, watch out. Touchdowns are still king, and I just don't see this guy scoring a lot of touchdowns at the goal line. And he could catch some though. So it's
he will catch some.
I'm torn between him. He is talented, and boy does that team need him. He's really the only guy that can save that team. I mean, unless you're relying on Olsen, who hasn't really done anything in 2 years. And Funchess is garbage. He's total trash. So C-Mac he's really very valuable player on that squad. And that's what Mike thinks he's going to get a lot of receptions. I just think you're going to rely on him to hit that home run hit more than I'd like. I like more goal line guys. And then kind of the opposite of C-Mac, we have Alex Collins, who is like Marshawn Lynch's stepson. He's like LeGarrette Blount Jr. In a PPR league, guys, just avoid Alex Collins. There's really no need for this. It's like a tight end, guys. He's like touchdown dependent. He is talented, but he's only one cut guy. He doesn't catch the ball, and he's on the Ravens. Decent O-line, decent run, potential to be a decent run blocking O-line, a good one. But, I mean, I need more. That's why LeGarrette Blount was so good, because he was on teams that scored a ton of touchdowns, that were always in the red zone, always at the goal line. And I don't think Alex Collins is going to be that guy. I think he's overrated. Avoid him in PPR leagues. In standard leagues, you have my permission to draft him round 5. And then Jack Doyle. I don't even know why this guy's being drafted. This is the most insane rankings I've ever... Why are people ranking Jack Doyle so high? It's stupid, guys. It doesn't even make any sense. With Eric Ebron there on the Colts, there's no reason to have Jack Doyle ranked this high. Mike, you care to chime in?
I like Jack Doyle. I actually drafted him in the Couch League, but not that high. I drafted him.
But he's your tight end 1, though.
He's my tight end 1, yes. I don't know. I like it. Okay, so I drafted him in the 12th round in the Couch League. I just think that he's Andrew Luck's. He's always been Andrew Luck's number 1 target in the red zone. Like, he loves Jack Doyle. And I know that Eric Ebron's on the team now, right? But Eric Ebron is also injury prone. I predict he will get injured again this year. And if he does get injured, guess what? There's going to be a lot of Doyle for Andrew Luck. There's just going to be a lot of opportunities for Doyle in the red zone. So that's just me. I'm high on Doyle. Obviously, you think otherwise, but why do you think
they signed Ebron?
Yeah, but I mean, they run 2 tight end sets. That's very common. It's not like he's off the field. Like, he's still getting his opportunities. There's enough to go around.
That's going to take away. Like, look, if Ebron gets injured, we got Doyle as a top 5 tight end instantly.
I think that will happen easily. That's a very likely scenario. The chances of that happening is over 40% in my eyes.
I think
But I could be wrong.
Jack Doyle's a decent run blocker, and Eric Ebron's not known as a blocker. So I don't like it. I mean, you also have Cameron Braid. I mean, why don't you, if you're going Doyle, why not Braid? Braid's great at catching.
Just because I like I don't know. I just feel I have.
That's a good. I got your
Luck
answer
is better.
right
Yeah,
there.
I mean, come on.
One has a really
Yeah,
good quarterback, and one has Ubering Winston, Crab Legs Winston.
Crab Uber.
Winston. Uber Crab Legs.
Jack Doyle's good. Like if you see, he gets so many targets like in that offense, and with Luck back, I just think he's gonna get a lot of opportunity. I don't know.
Both tight ends will be mediocre. There you go, Ebron and Doyle.
Well, but you do agree if Ebron gets hurt,
of course, top 5,
Jack Doyle
easily
is a top 5 tight end.
Easy.
So that type of upside for me is worth it. I think that's likely to happen at some point.
Speaking of handcuffing tight ends, which my Vernon Davis, the ultimate handcuff tight end.
The Jordan Reed Vernon Davis combo is the ultimate Yeah, that's the ultimate.
Too bad everyone who does that loses.
Yeah. I would never draft Jordan Reed. I did it one time and I regretted it. I regretted it so bad. I promised myself, no matter what happens, no matter how good the value appears to be, do not.
What about Jordan. Alex Smith on that squad now?
I don't care who he has. I don't care if it's Tom Brady. Like, there's something about Jordan Reed that is just like every year something happens to that guy. So I don't know. If you want to gamble on his talent and you think he's going to start more than 7 games, then
Mike,
go ahead.
Braden's asking, how do you feel about Baldwin's knee since you drafted Baldwin?
I feel that obviously it's going to hinder him, but like everybody's dealing with injuries in the NFL. Like, the volume's there. Jimmy Graham's gone. Paul Richardson's gone. Like, who else are they going to throw to? I mean, yeah, you could say Lockett, but everyone knows that based on volume alone, even with those guys on the team last year, he was one of the top volume receivers.
Baldwin's what I mean? Very talented too. Very
exactly. So this guy is gonna have all he can eat. I mean, everyone has an injury. It could get injured, so you can't just be like, "Oh, what if he gets injured?" You know what I mean? So you got to take your chances. Baldwin is a great wide receiver in a great offense that's gonna throw him the ball all the time. So PPR, you got to take your chance, no matter what.
ADP's probably a fallen too. A guy you might even be able to get round 5 now.
No.
Well, he's always going round 4.
I see him as round 3.
Yeah, you're right. His ADP is mid 3.
Yeah.
He's always went round 4. A lot.
I thought this year he's round
3.
Where'd
you get him? Where'd you get him?
I got him in round 3.
And then you went Jarvis round 4?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
there you go.
No, he is round because he's like up there with like Fitz and he's like right behind him. I remember I wanted to draft him in the IG Experts League as my first pick, which is essentially round 3, and he went, so I had to go with Fitzgerald. So
you would rather have Baldwin or Fitzgerald?
Well, before the knee. Now I don't know.
You still rather have Fitzgerald?
No. I want Baldwin over Fitzgerald for sure. I'm just saying with the knee, Baldwin's just gonna be so good though. It's gonna be.
Does the knee scare you guys really that bad?
He said, he just came out and said his knee's never gonna be right. It's gonna be 80 to 85% the whole season.
So there's no chance he could be just trying
to
mess
that's what I was about
with,
to say. He could be lying.
There's absolutely no chance.
Bro,
I feel like
that cornerback that faces the first week, he's gonna just shake him so bad at the line. His get off is so nasty. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think everyone's just like, it's easy to say that. Like, if my knee was not hurting, I would tell people it still hurts, and then they would think I'm falling off, and then I would just burn them every week. You know what I mean? I don't know. This is a theory.
Okay, let's do some. Marlon Mack, running back, worth keeping. So I've always hated Marlon Mack, but now that
me too, I hate him.
But my Nyheim Hines sleeper upside pick is looking like trash right now. And Wilkins, I always thought he was okay, but he's fumbled at the goal line, and he's just not that. I think we got a mess on our hands, guys. I think we got to.
Can we just say avoid all Colts running backs for now until like some sort of like situation?
I'll put it like this: if a Colts running back falls tremendously, take him because he's an RB, but don't have any hopes.
Don't have high hopes,
guys. No, just don't have any hopes.
Horrible.
Just be like,
it's almost as bad as the Seahawks situation. Like
no that's way better.
Or the Redskins.
It's like Washington. Yeah, it's like
the Redskins.
Yeah.
Like no one knows what the hell.
I actually think AP's got the starting job and Chris Thompson the pass catching job.
He does have the starting job.
But still not definitely far from ideal though. That's not definitely messy.
He looked like old AP to me in that one preseason game.
No, when they signed him, I was like, he's probably gonna get. That's what I thought. I was like, he's probably gonna get the job.
Oh, he's definitely.
But after that preseason game, those guys suck, man.
Yeah, that was obvious. Like, okay, yeah.
Fat Rob was never supposed to really play. It's just that Matt Jones was a huge bust, so everyone was like, "Oh, Fat Rob, this guy's kind of cool." Then they drafted P. Ryan, who was somehow worse than Fat Rob. So now it's like we got Geis. Boom, that happened. So it's like,
oh, dude, they just had the worst running back.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like we finally found one. This guy's good. Speaking of running back injuries, I compiled a list of my top 10 handcuffs. This list was only going to be like 4 people, Mike, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. You know how I go crazy with my list. I was like, there's legit 10. But the ones towards the end aren't really that significant. But there's a lot of people that are in dynasty leagues and 20-team leagues and 20-round leagues and best ball leagues are popular. So yeah, we'll just go through them. Number 1, we start out Todd Gurley. This is the best one. I think you think James Conner is, but I think this is the best one.
This is the best
one. Todd Gurley is going number 1 overall in a lot of leagues. Number 2 overall. John Kelly has been freaking amazing. And I got to hand it to you guys that went and corrected me on my who's the next Alvin Kamara, and everyone said John Kelly, and I was like, that's stupid. I was like, that's stupid. And then, but actually, Naheem Hines is actually stupid, and John Kelly is actually smart. Dude, John Kelly is very talented. He's killing it in the preseason. And it's basically same thing with Alvin Kamara. Like he was drafted in the 13th round last year in fantasy leagues. They're like, no way he's going to get out of this depth chart. You know, he's 3rd on the depth chart. John Kelly's behind Gurley. Gurley is basically, if you look up the word workhorse in a dictionary, you'll see Todd Gurley there. If anything were to happen to Todd Gurley, oh my God. John Kelly, RB1. With upside, like what can this guy do? It's not like, oh, I have his back, like Gurley's back. Like what is this guy made of? Like this guy's that talented. So John Kelly, number 1 handcuff. James Conner, man, he's really good, but I think Kelly has way more upside. But Le'Veon Bell, though, I'd say with all the risk he's there.
You need James Conner if you are a Le'Veon Bell owner. Like don't even think about not having him. Like if he's available, get him. Like I made the mistake of I drafted Le'Veon number 1 overall in one of my leagues, and I didn't even think about getting James Conner. It was like an afterthought. Instead I drafted like CJ Anderson late round. I recently dropped CJ Anderson to pick up James Conner. Like that's how badly I wanted him, because it's like the best. You have to ensure that number 1 pick. And if you're going to do that, you need James Conner.
CJ Anderson wasn't, I'd say probably was a bad pick. Not a horrible pick on your part, but
it was a bad pick,
though. Not horrible, bad. But James Conner for your team is going to be so much more valuable than a CJ Anderson who might vulture a couple touchdowns.
I can sleep well at night. I can sleep well, like knowing I have James Conner. And he did great in the preseason. He looked, like a starting
I'd say he looked much better than he did last year. Like he looked really good. Yeah.
Way better. He's confident. Yeah. He can catch. He's running with confidence. I mean, I personally like him better than John Kelly, but it will be close. We'll see. I think James Conner has a bigger role this year, and if, God forbid, anything happens to Le'Veon Bell, please don't. James Conner's the back you want.
Here's a really good one. I think this one's like too obvious. Dalvin Cook and Latavius Murray. And yeah, people are drafting Latavius Murray not too... I mean, like, I still think he's going kind of late. Like, I know people are drafting him, but... You can get him kind of late. I think this is a good situation in a deep league. Like if you're in a shallow league, guys, don't handcuff Dalvin Cook. No need to. David Johnson, same thing. In a 10-team league, you don't want to handcuff him. But if you're in a 14-team league, I would handcuff DJ. In a 16-team league, I'd say pretty much a must handcuff. Go get Chase Edmonds. I think he'll be the RB2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but whoever the RB2 is, I think it's going to be Chase Edmonds. Maybe I should have put that lower because I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm pretty sure though. With Zeke though, I've talked to a lot of Cowboys fans. I've done some research. Rod Smith seems to be the for sure backup to Ezekiel Elliott, and that other guy, what's his name, Bo Scarborough or what is Scarberry, whatever. Bo. His first name is B.O. So I think Rod Smith's going to be the backup there. Zeke's very valuable. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Stewart's kind of on the bubble, or that's what people say. He's definitely not that good. So Wayne Gallman seemed to for sure earn that RB2 spot. And in a dynasty league where I drafted Saquon Barkley number 1 overall, I drafted Wayne Gallman like round 15 or something like that. Wayne Gallman in a 19 round draft, 12-team dynasty league. Wayne Gallman's really good.
Are you really gonna ever start Wayne Gallman?
Handcuff, dude. You know what I mean? What the hell are you talking about?
If Saquon Barkley goes down, you're never gonna put in Wayne Gallman. Like I don't think that would.
I know.
You would just put in another.
I know you say that now, but in a league where a lot of running backs go fast. And another running back can get like how it happened where 2 running backs got injured on one fantasy team. It happens. Like it's not.
No, I'm just saying like there's gonna be way better options for you on your team to start than Wayne Gallman. Like I don't envision any scenario, at least in my teams, in my leagues, where I'm starting Wayne Gallman.
Okay, look at my dynasty league. Okay, maybe you're right. I got Jordan Howard RB2, so that's good. Then we fall off quite a bit here. And then we're going Chris Carson and Ronald Jones.
I would still start them over Wayne Gallman.
That's a bit iffy.
And Rod Smith. Maybe not Rod Smith, but definitely
no, I don't
Wayne
have
Gallman.
Ronald Jones and Chris Carson. That's not that great. I still want Wayne Gallman. How about if one of those guys are on bye? How about
like this next one you have here? I would never. Like if LaShawn McCoy goes down, like just give up. Like you're not gonna start Chris Ivory.
Chris Ivory. Chris Ivory with one of the worst offense. That doesn't sound good to you?
No, like that's horrible. Like that shouldn't even be considered. Like you don't need to handcuff LaShawn McCoy. That's just my.
How about if he gets suspended?
Yeah, you're not gonna start Chris Ivory. Like why? He's not good.
He could be like Crowell last year.
No, trust me. No one's starting
Crowell was bad.
If you have to start Chris Ivory, your team is gonna finish last.
Jeremy, we're talking to
you. Yeah.
With Shark West out, Kareem Hunt you can handcuff with Spencer Ware.
See, this I like. I agree with this one.
That's actually a good team, huh? You like that?
Yeah. Yeah, because Spencer Ware was actually the starter last year until he got hurt, and then Kareem Hunt came in. So it's just actually a role reversal, but Spencer Ware is actually talented.
Yeah, he's decent.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to the other.
And Jerick McKinnon, Matt Breida with Hyde gone, and we have no idea what's going to happen with that RB3 spot. Like, it could be a good RB3, but, man, is that... Beyond these two, the RB situation's very messy in SF.
Wait. What about Alfred Morris? I think he could be better than Breida. He played really good in preseason.
That is true, but you really think he's going to be RB2?
He could be. I mean, he could definitely be better than Breida, and he ran well, and he's played in a Kyle Shanahan offense before on the Redskins. I don't know. I think that's actually his ADP rose a lot. Lately.
I see people picking him off waivers in my leagues.
No, yeah. Like, I think based on what I saw, based on his familiarity with the Kyle Shanahan offense, I think if anything happens to McKinnon, he could be, a viable flex player.
Okay, I guess that's why I have him number 9. And number 10, this is just awful. Lamar Miller and Dante Foreman. So, if you're doing that, I think
that one's okay. I can go with that. Like, if Lamar Miller goes down, I would want Foreman, because then he's literally their only back.
Alfred Blue.
No,
well, you know that's like the only handcuff that never worked. Like Alfred Blue just sucked. Usually when an RB,
when Arian Foster was good and then he got hurt, and then people are like, "Yeah, I got Alfred Blue."
You don't got nothing.
Never worked out.
Yeah.
That's the same situation as the Wayne Gallman.
It's only oh god. It's only happened a couple times where you have the RB2 on a team that's decent and he sucks, and that was Alfred Blue. Alfred Blue was one of them. I can't even think of another time. Because every time
You're my boy,
every time the RB2 comes in and just balls out. So
yeah, unless they're not talented like Alfred Blue. Then they don't.
I don't know if anyone's still live with us anymore. There's a lot of people in here. I think Braden was talking about something, or he's talking about Baldwin. I got Baldwin and Russell back-to-back rounds because I had first pick and got Gurley. But if I was to get Collins and Demaryius Thomas, who should I trade for? Well, I don't really talk about trades like this because it's pointless. Yeah,
it's too complicated.
Because
too many hypotheticals.
Mitchell's still listening.
Yeah, there you go, Mitch. Trying to learn what
we can talk about trades, like smartly talk about trades for 2 hours, and then you could go to your league and nothing happens. So you have to look at the other teams, see their weaknesses. It's you're dealing with people, right? So it's kind of like if you're dealing with people in any walks of life, whether you're talking to a girl or sales, you can have something in your head, like what you're gonna do, like a plan. But when you go in there, you better be ready to pivot. Like every situation is different. Every type of scenario is in every type of league. Every type of team you're dealing with, every type of person you're dealing with, it's going to be different. You want to approach people differently. So we can talk about whatever. Like if someone tells me like, hey, should I trade Julio Jones for Michael Thomas? Then I can give you a yes or no answer. You know what I mean? But if you just say, who should I trade for? I mean, I don't know. Maybe the perfect player to trade for is on a team that doesn't even log in. I don't know. Maybe it's on a team that doesn't even trade. Maybe it's on a team that doesn't want to give up any running backs because they went RB0. Happens all the time. So you got to study your team, the other teams, study their weaknesses and strengths, study your weaknesses and strengths. Were you about to add a handcuff? What was that? No?
No. I forgot to mention earlier. For everyone that bought the book, please leave reviews if you can. That would help us tremendously. I think the more people that leave reviews, the more chances people see and buy the book. So if you guys can help us out, that would be really appreciated.
So Amazon's very smart, guys. So don't go leave a review without buying the book and without actually reading it. So buy the book, read like half of it at least, read it, then leave a genuine review. And like some super fans leave reviews. They're a little bit like brain's the best.
Just read one chapter and then
I want them to read more. Dude, all these reviews are deleted. People have left. I estimate like 20, 30 reviews have been left, but only 13 are showing.
Okay, yeah, guys. So read a chapter that you
more
find
than a chapter.
No, I'm just saying, but like find something that's actually real. Yeah. Like read a concept in the book and then review, like put that in the review so that they know that it's not.
And don't fake, leave one like you're my friend. Like I subscribe to Brain on YouTube. Like no. Yeah. Just be like, man, this book is amazing. The story of the author. Like say something like that.
Put something in
there. Put something that makes you think like, you found it on Amazon and you genuinely love the book. Because it's so smart.
Yes.
And what happened was this guy, he found me on YouTube. He left I didn't even tell Mike the whole story because it was so sorry and so funny. He tried clowning me, but it was so bad. Mike, this is good. I think this is an interesting topic.
Yeah,
I screenshotted it, so I have it here. It's so bad. He clowned himself so bad that I had I had quick comebacks. And all I did was dude, he just clowned himself. I'm cool. He says, okay, I have to read the whole thing. This is the most, think about how many YouTube comments I read, guys. This is the craziest one ever. Just how this happened.
Wow. Okay.
He has his own logo that looks really bad, and he has one subscriber. He wrote, "You want $10 for that crappy book? Okay, if you say so, buddy. And I'm like, all right, I just, that's like a comment I'd expect. That's not crazy. And I said, hopefully, man, hopefully I don't embarrass myself. My reply game's very strong, though. I'm confident because I don't remember what I wrote. How do you know it's crappy? I was like, it's only 99 at the time we were having a sale. I was like, it's only 99 cents and it hit bestseller in all 3 categories. So I'm thinking this guy didn't even read my book. Why would he read a crappy book? You really go on other people's work they worked hard on and are passionate about crapping on them, and you haven't even read the book. That's sad, man. You have nothing better to do, I guess. And it was Sunday, like football's on. Like, really, dude? You're gonna log onto your computer and just bash just bash an author? Like, it's so. I don't know who does. Like, it's a book. He replied, maybe because I write fantasy football books myself and have been playing the game for 30 years now and know crap ton more than you do about the game. But hey, you're a 20-something kid that thinks they know everything. And so he thinks I'm 20, in my 20s. I mean, this guy's just totally crap. And this is what I mean by he's clowning himself. He just admitted like he's 60, 50 years old. Because he said he's been playing 30 years, and he thinks I'm a very handsome, young, healthy man. Because I'm 20-something. I'm not 20-something, guys. And I bought your crappy book at 99 cents, so that's how I know what kind of content's in there. The point is, it's not worth $10 if that's what you're going to put it up to. It's certainly a decent book, by the way, guys. He just called it crappy 5 minutes before that. So now we're upgraded to decent. So now he upgraded.
Backtracking.
You know how the Bears upgraded their offense? It's much better. Maybe not Super Bowl worthy, but hey, their offense is decent now. Used to be crappy last year. So we've upgraded from crappy to decent. I'm not a decent book, but I charge 1/3 of the price for mine so that people can read a quality book for a low price. So he's clowning on himself by admitting that he has to charge a very low price or else nobody will read his book. But then again, I'm not trying to make a living off of being a fantasy football expert, in quotes, even though I am one. He's also admitting that he hasn't figured out how to earn money from doing this. And I have, because I quit my job and I do this full. Another very nice compliment from this guy. But hey, he is just giving me so many. I'm young. My book's decent now. He's old and he's typing long paragraphs on a Sunday. I mean, it's just so bad. Name a league, and I'd be more than happy to join one where we can compare our relative merits. I'm like, dog, I don't want to compete against you. And here's one last tip. So he's giving me advice now. Don't pay or put people up to... Oh, this is the best one. Don't pay or put people up to give you 5-star reviews. It's apparent to anyone who writes books for a living. By the way, guys, I checked him out. He has no books. The vast majority of people never leave reviews on Amazon, and that many perfect reviews in your first day online is really shady looking. So I had like a bunch of comebacks, like, dude, let's play in a league. I was like, this dude clowned himself so hard. He clowned himself so hard that he thinks I paid you guys to leave reviews. If he only knew there was like 30 reviews that got deleted. Like, he didn't even post it because people left them so fast. I said, those weren't paid reviews, LOL. I just have a dedicated fan base. That's you guys. Thank you so much. And then I thanked him. I said, thank you for saying I am in my 20s. I'll take that as a compliment. And thanks for buying my book. So, he, of course, that was so bad he couldn't take that. So he went on Amazon and left a 1-star review. And unfortunately, his review was written very well. I mean, this guy, what do you call them, Mike? Yelp elitist? What do you?
Yeah, Yelp.
You remember you told me about them, like how they act. They think they're. Mm-hmm. That's how this guy. So he's a serial. He's jealous of Hack My Lineup, bro. We should all like legit hack his lineup. So he goes on Amazon and gives 1-star reviews to fantasy books, and I I mean, I shouldn't have got mad. I got mad because I just didn't think this would, social media, this is expected. YouTube, this is expected. I just wouldn't think someone would go on Amazon to a book that, even if you think it's crap, that's fine. But like, go out your way to give someone a 1-star review. And he left like a really good, like he wrote it like, I'm getting this guy back. He gave me compliment. Like he said like, hey, this guy has no grammar errors. Like, trying to compliment me but he's like, this book's only for beginners, and just talks about his story, and then I looked at his profile, and he goes around leaving a lot of 1-star reviews, and that's the only way people will listen to him. And it's just whatever, I'm over it, but it's just, it's just crazy how people would really go out their way to do that. And from what I see, he hasn't written any books, none that show up when you search, at least. Well, it's just weird. So, guys, go buy the book. It's on Amazon. How to Play Fantasy Football by Hussein Aksu. Once you read it, so read it, read half of it, whatever. Read it through. Don't leave a generic comment. Leave some reviews. Let's get this guy back by doing this. Don't attack. Don't even flag his comment. Leave it. Leave it up there. Let him be happy. We're just going to, that's the thing. We're not going to bring any negativity. Leave it up there. Don't flag it. Don't reply to him if you see it. Don't totally ignore him.
I don't see it anymore. How come I don't see it on the reviews?
Weird. I'm looking it up right. It's like hella important to me. Like, I mean,
someone must have reported it or something. I don't know.
How to Play Fantasy Football. I was like looking at it like, should I report this? Should I do this? I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna leave it. There's 14 reviews. Nah, dude, I think it's 4.5 stars. So, nah, it's there. There's one that's 1 star.
But it wasn't the one that you just read. It's not the same one.
Somebody else left a 1 star?
Yeah.
That's him.
A. Johns. That's him. Oh, that's
no,
him?
What I read, so let me make this clear, since you didn't get it. Okay. That was on YouTube. That was a silly, insane, like the worst comment I've ever read in my life. Because the man's like, he's admitting he's old. He's admitting like how young he thinks I look. I mean, compared to him, I must look like a kid, right? He's admitting that he hasn't figured out how to earn a living, and I have off this. I mean, I'm trying. I'm not balling right now, but I made the move to. I'm at least earning a little bit. I quit enough to quit my job. Is all I'm saying, and to pursue this. It's a risk, but I mean, he hasn't got there. He's admitting that the reviews look so good. Guys, he thinks that the fan base we have here and people that actually like my book, because a lot of these reviews are actually like just people on Amazon. He thinks they're fake. That's how, so he's giving me compliments like, dude, you have great fans that leave great reviews that look fake. Like, nah, he went on here and he crushed it with this review, guys. He left such a good, hey, I'm really trying to help you out, potential customer. This book has some good parts, but stay away. There's much better out there. That's what this review is. Like, he's really, it wasn't like that stupid YouTube comment. He took time to write this. What's the most, like, we'll leave it at this. What's the most sad about this guy is if he actually put this effort into something positive, anything into writing his own, because this is a great review. I don't know if you've read it at all, Mike. He put a lot of time into this review.
Yeah, I mean, what he's saying is like he definitely, he thought about it and he tried to find weaknesses.
But he left little minor compliments, so it seems like a legit review. Like, he seems not a hater. And if you just spend the time and effort you put into this, my friend, my brother, so I'm talking to you if you're listening, put it into your own book. Put it into anything positive instead of bashing people on the weekends. Then maybe you would actually have a good book, and the reviews you would get might actually be good, and not when you read, someone who's actually doing something, you wouldn't even think that's fake. He legitimately thought I paid people off. That's my message to you, and I'm saying it like, I'm not saying it. I don't hate you, man. I just wish you would just be more positive. That's all.
Have some love in your heart.
I love you, man. I love you, dog. Even though you did this, I love you. Why at least find it in your heart not to hate me? That's all. And he's going around leaving 1 star to other people's books, and like, this guy's like wins like millions of dollars in DFS. and he writes books, and he's like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about." I mean, I think the guy's won millions of dollars. Like, it can't be that bad. Jeez. I mean, he's probably, he's doing. I mean, that's a lot of money, Doug.
People just hate on things, and people that it makes them feel bad. They're reflecting their own negative, situation on the people that are positive, And at the end of the day, that's going to happen to everyone, and no matter what industry you're in. But you just got to ignore it. You just got to, do your thing, keep your head down, keep grinding, and do your thing. Because if you have haters in general, you're doing something right. In my eye.
Yeah, no, you gotta have imitators and haters, or you're not doing it. Like, if no one's imitating you, that means you're not doing anything tight. So it's all good, guys. Like I said, don't mind this guy. Don't even though if you're not going to, I just want to make it clear. Like, don't even downvote his comment. Don't report it. Just go buy the book, read it. You leave yourself a nice, genuine review. That's what I'd appreciate. And everyone's been overwhelmingly supportive. You guys are the best. Again, that's How to Play Fantasy Football by Hussein Aksu. The print copy's coming for those of you that want it. I'm new to this whole book. And 3 people, bro, have asked for the Audible version. So I don't know.
I'll be the Audible voice.
He said it has to be me because people are used to my. Okay. I had to ask people. I was like, well, I don't know how to do that. So maybe I do that. That's cool.
Do it. I say you do it, bro. If it's easy.
I mean, it takes a while, but I can do it. Like, I have fun with that.
You can definitely do it. You have to do it. There's no other version.
I can read ads. I can do that. By the way, guys, PFF. Go to ProFootballFocus.com. Sign up with the code MVP20 and get 20% off. Guys, print copies coming out. I might be doing an Audible version, How to Play Fantasy Football by Hussein Aksu. It's a great book. It has my story in it. It has Mike Mattal's story in it. It's very interesting, very amazing. How we met John Madden, Tyreek Evans, Jimmer Fredette, Taylor Gabriel. Didn't spend a dime meeting it. Just all, just inspirational stories. Mark Zuckerberg, yeah. Oh, that's one of the main stories. Mark Zuckerberg, very... inspirational. I highly recommend you guys read it. Everyone's told me they love it. Everyone's told me they haven't been able to put it down. And I don't know, man. To me, that's just, for someone who I'm not an author at all. I just worked hard to do it.
Now you are. Now you are an author. So you can't.
Yeah, I mean, I meant like I'm not like I don't write much. That's all I meant. Yeah, sorry. I'm a bestseller author. Come on, bestseller author, by the way.
Put some respect on your own name,
Put some respect. Bro. What are you crazy? They're disrespecting yourself? What's wrong with you? Anyway, guys, pick up that book. You're going to love it. Absolutely love it. Make sure you guys are subscribed to both YouTube channels. That's Fantasy Couch and Fantasy Couch Podcast. So we upload the video version of the podcast on that second channel, and we also put it on iTunes. So subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Stitcher, subscribe on Google Play Music, wherever you want. You can listen to this when you commute, when you're doing laundry or whatever, or you can just watch it even better on YouTube, or listen to it on YouTube, wherever you want. Make sure you also subscribe to the main YouTube channel. It's gonna get cracking. We're gonna have #HackMyLineup. It's gonna be amazing. Peace out, guys.